Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. No official reason has been given for why Meghan will not be joining Harry in the UK next week. However, royal correspondent Jack Royston told the Royal Report, now, the last time Meghan went there, Meghan and Harry were booed by royalists. That was during Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee. There were cheers as well, but there were certainly boos, and that was during a similar service of Thanksgiving. By contrast, Meghan will obviously get a very positive welcome in Nigeria, so she may simply be choosing guaranteed good PR over the possibility of another moment of hubris at the hands of monarchists who don't really like her very much. Meghan has generally been a great supporter of Invictus. She's continued to attend the tournaments and also not just the actual games themselves, but the 1 year to go promotional events too. So why not this one in Britain, especially since it's a whole program marking the 10-year anniversary? It's a long time until it's going to be the 20-year anniversary. You'd think that she'd want to be there. It could genuinely be as simple as the fact that Britain probably holds some pretty difficult memories for her. She obviously didn't enjoy her time working for the monarchy, and she has also had a really hard time with the British press, to put it mildly. I kind of do understand why she might just look at the whole situation and think, well, you didn't exactly show me lots of love, so why should I show you lots of love? Also, on a more emotional front, going away for a long period of time is difficult as a parent because you have to leave your kids behind. Presumably, it's not impossible, I suppose, that they could take Archie and Lilibet with them, but they may not want to. Harry and Meghan don't have guaranteed police protection in Britain anymore, so they may simply feel that the country isn't safe for the whole family. Royal expert Richard Fitzwilliams told the Express, Meghan is toxic. I'm not saying the Sussexes would launch any attacks to the royal family at this sort of time, but what is very, very clear is that if they want to build trust, they have a long way to go. I never thought that Meghan would come over because of the hostility towards her here, but one has to emphasize that it's obvious from the opinion polls. And of course, you'd get a press that was far from flattering, but that is linked to the Sussexes' behavior over the last 4 years. It may not be definite that she isn't coming, but it's most unlikely. Meghan's reception would overshadow the message of the service, and you wouldn't want that. Royal insider Deep Crown told us, let's be honest, Meghan doesn't want to be part of the royal family anymore, and the feeling is probably mutual. While everyone puts on a polite face, behind closed doors, there are likely signs of relief at her absence. Deep Crown is hosting his own show on this feed every Sunday, available to paid subscribers. Just open up the podcast app on Apple and click subscribe, and for $4.99 a month, you get this show free and have access to Deep Crown's Sunday missives, plus a whole bunch of other shows from Calaroga Shark Media, and it's all commercial free, including Palace Intrigue. Some veterans feel the Invictus Games might be better off without Harry. GB News host Mark Dolan said, about 2,000 ex-military have left the Games and they say it's lost its original meaning. There are some former veterans who would like Harry to step down. Royal commentator Angela Levin responded, it's become much too royal. Meghan makes the speeches. She actually led a march where some of the ex-military people were either physically, emotionally, or psychologically damaged, or all of it, during the fighting. They were very upset about this because she knows nothing about how to march, and I think they don't want that. Harry was brilliant with them. When I went round with him to talk to them, he was marvelous at giving them a feeling that life was worth living. I couldn't believe how good he was, spending 3 or 4 minutes talking to them. Now it's all about Meghan mainly, and Harry follows behind, and I don't think people want that. Harry and Meghan's upcoming trip to Nigeria is being compared to an official royal trip. Royal author Phil Dampier told the Mail Online, Harry and Meghan are in effect trying to set up a rival court, their own royal roadshow, and I think people can see through it. Mail on Sunday's Charlotte Griffiths told GB News, of course, they never try anything other than get a one-up on the royal family, but I think what they're really doing is on paper. They're trying to celebrate 10 years of Invictus Games. Let's face it, the real reason is they need content for Netflix. They want to appear as quasi-royals. They want to carry on conducting quasi-tours as if they are still members of the royal family. I think the fact that they are going to a Commonwealth country when they describe the Commonwealth as Empire 2.0 is a little bit rich. Security expert Di Davies told the Express, just over half of Nigeria's population are Muslim. It gives me concern because of what Harry said in his book, referring to Spare, in which Harry wrote that he didn't think of 25 kills as people, writing they were chess pieces removed from the board. Davies said, "It's strange that Harry personifies the risk factors here and is willing to go to one of the world's most dangerous countries. I would want to know the rationale for this visit to what is a very dangerous place. I think there's a naivety in him and those who advise him. There's that sense of privilege. If I want to go somewhere, why shouldn't I? I would be very careful, look at all the circumstances of this visit, and ensure it's as safe as possible. One key thing when protecting someone is keeping a low profile. Harry does the contrary. Meghan doesn't keep a low profile. I would have grave concerns unless it was properly prepared with all contingency plans in place. I would look at the circumstances of this visit and ensure it's as safe as possible. I would want to know the rationale for this visit to what is a very dangerous place. I'm all for supporting servicemen. The Invictus Games is fantastic, and I would give Prince Harry credit for that. But I would want to know why he wants to go to Nigeria. It's a brave man who can say it's a safe place." Palace Intrigue will be right back. The recently released wedding anniversary photo of William and Kate scared some folks as it was in black and white. Some scanning social media thought it was an obit photo. Don't worry, though. This week, William provided a quick update on his family. He was asked by a fan, "Do you mind if I ask how your wife and children are?" Wills replied, "All doing well, thank you. Yes, we're doing well." Queen Camilla's leopard print dress drew rave reviews. One social media user wrote, "Loving that dress on Camilla. We cannot recall a time when Queen Elizabeth wore a leopard print dress, but we are still searching the archives and trying to find something from Her Majesty's disco days in the 70s. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Also, you can get this show commercial-free now, along with many other shows from Calaroga Shark Media, just by hitting that subscribe button on Apple Podcasts. It says, "Listen uninterrupted." I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.